it's a great, great honor. I feel very privileged among all the ambassadors of the Philippine Foreign Service to be the head of the first embassy, which will host our secretary on an official trip. This will be, in effect, his first official function as the new foreign secretary, and for the embassy staff here in Brussels to be the ones who will welcome him here on his first official trip is quite a privilege. One indication of the positive trend of Philippine-European or Philippines-EU relations is the fact that I'm here. Because after the new president took over and the former president, the career lady, resigned, there was over a year where this embassy was vacant, which some people in Europe took as an indication that the Philippines was not valuing its relations with the European Union. That's not really quite the case, but the fact that I'm here, it's a step forward. Secondly, only last August I was in Manila because we had this seminar on reaping the benefits of the Philippines-European Union Partnership Cooperation Agreement, or the PCA. That's a vital agreement which the EU opens or concludes with countries with whom they want to strengthen relationship with. No, it covers a lot of topics of discussion for possible cooperation. So, the PCA was ratified by the President and concurred in by the Philippine Senate late last year, around the same time that I was confirmed as the ambassador. Third, a lot of people make a mistake in thinking that issues, sensitive issues such as human rights, are the only core of Philippines-Europe relations. Both sides have always said that the relations between the Philippines and the European Union goes far beyond that, and although that's very important, and among all countries in Asia, of course, the Philippines is the one which has the most historical connections, perhaps, and cultural connections with Europe. So, economically, for example, we still have the benefits of the GSP+, which is a special system which allows us special trade privileges on the basis of our compliance with at least 27 international conventions covering labor and human rights and so forth. So there is progress. There is still a lot. The EU is still our fourth largest trading partner. We have total trade of 15 billion, with the trade balance in favor of the Philippines. So we're here to keep pushing. No, I'm confident that on the basis of mutual respect, equality, and sovereignty, we will be headed towards greater directions. Belgium, of course, it's a special country historically for the Philippines. No, Dr. Jose Rizal was here. This was where he published El Filibusterismo in the northern city of Ghent in 1891, where there's a plaque about that. And there were already Belgian nuns and missionaries in the Philippines. San Sebastian Church was built by Belgians, and more recently, the first LRT was built by a Belgian company. And the first to react to Typhoon Haiyan was a Belgian humanitarian mission. So be fast. So, although Belgium is not a large country, it's about 10 or 11 million people only, it certainly punches above its weight in terms of how it has dialogue relations with other countries. People my age, when we were kids in the 70s, one of the most famous series of books that we would read was the Tintin Adventures. That's a Belgian creation, The Adventures of Tintin, or Tonton in French, And I remember reading it in grade school, and I didn't know it was Belgian. Some might remember the Smurfs. It's a Belgian cartoon, and of course, mahilig tayo sa chocolates and waffles and French fries. Actually, the Belgians always say French fries are Belgian, not French, which is true. But I feel privileged to be in this very interesting country. But a lot of them are actually Filipinas who got married to Belgian nationals. And they are very comfortable here, partially because of the very advanced European labor laws, and also because they feel at home here. In fact, as an example of how well assimilated they are, no? The current Miss Belgium candidate for Miss World is a daughter of Filipinas, of Filipino parents, sorry. You see? So can you imagine? Pure, huh? She's not mixed, but she's Belgian. And it's a good example, no? They are, I would say, as well as other OFWs, are actual ambassadors abroad because they are the ones who will project our country even better, I suppose, than us diplomats who are transient. But sila, they're here. So Belgian government officials and mayors and people will always look at them as the real examples of the best of the Philippines. As for the Philippine government, they overwhelmingly support the administration of President Rodrigo Duterte. What they tell me is that they support him because, well, one, we know about the need of peace and order. Some also say, interestingly, as early as years ago, that they wanted more power for their local governments, and that was one thing they were interested in when they heard from him. So they are our partners, and we're privileged to have them. The Asia-Europe meeting is a meeting right now of 51 countries, 30 from Europe, 21 from Asia, and plus two institutions, the European Union and the ASEAN Secretariat. And they meet every 2 years, alternately between Europe and Asia. This year, it's being held in Belgium, and 2 years from now, Cambodia will host it. It started in 1996 as an European Union and ASEAN initiated activity to highlight what both regions recognize as the importance to group together to react to the new realities of an ever globalizing world. So the theme, for example, of this ASEM or ASEM meeting is Global Partners for Global Challenges. So leaders from Europe and from Asia will again exchange views on the best way to resolve the challenges of our times and, of course, to get to know each other better. No? The Philippines is an important role which Secretary Teodoro Locsin will be playing because he, as the Philippine representative, is currently the coordinator for ASEAN for ASEM. Because there's always a coordinator in ASEAN for this or that. And for the Asia-Europe meeting, the Philippines is the current coordinator. So he will be given a special opportunity to give an address about that. So it's a reaction to the times and to the need for greater connectivity. So this is an important meeting, and it used to be just Europe, just the European Union and ASEAN plus Asia, Japan, plus China, Japan, Korea. Now many other countries are involved. I mean, Russia is a member now of the Asia-Europe meeting. So it's going to be an important event, and it's very proper for Belgium to host it, such as it is. Belgium already is the capital of the European Union. So, and because of that, kami ang unang bibisitahin ni bagong kalihim, ng bagong kalihim ng unang panlabas, kaya natutuwa po kami. Kaming mga tiga embahada ng Pilipinas dito sa Bruselas o sa Brussels, Belgica, ay sumasalubong sa inyong mga Pilipino, at gusto namin sabihin sa inyo na tulad ng lahat ng ating mga diplomats sa buong mundo, handa kami pagsilbihan ng bayan at pagsilbihan po kayo. At Dito kami para sa inyo. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas.